The Pfizer vaccine has become available to everyone over the age of 16, but as for the Johnson & Johnson vaccination, it has had some recent concerns that we will learn about right here on ONTV Update.
From the BMC studio at Onondaga Community College, this is ONTV Update.
Good morning. Today is Friday, April 30th. Welcome to ONTV Update. I'm Santino Alcaraz. There are 3 types of COVID vaccinations that are available for administration. ONTV Update's Autumn Baker went to get some answers on the recent problems involving the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine.
There has been recent concern with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is a single-dose COVID vaccination shot. I met up with Sean Vormwald, who is the Director of Sustainability and Environmental Health and Safety at Onondaga Community College, to get some insight on the vaccine.
So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is currently on pause based on recommendations from the CDC related to some health impacts from the vaccine. So they're taking a look at it to see if they'll continue with that vaccine or not.
Riley Ziefla, a student here at OCC, seems to be worried that she could possibly come across problems since she has already received the Johnson & Johnson vaccination.
I'm very concerned because I did already get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and I've heard that it can cause blood clotting. So right now I'm just monitoring for any side effects or symptoms just to make sure I'm healthy.
One of the many local vaccination sites are right here at the New York State Fair. And when you come and get your first shot, you will be given this record card, which will be your ticket to get back to living your normal life.
I would just defer people to talk to their healthcare practitioners if they have any questions about taking the vaccine or what some of those side effects could be.
There are a lot of vaccination sites available for you to receive your vaccine. Look into each vaccine before you decide which one you would rather take. From the New York State Fair vaccination site, this is Autumn Baker on TV Update.
If you're interested in either getting the Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, or Pfizer COVID vaccine, you can visit vaccinefinder.org and search for available appointments in your area. Getting back on TV, the dry, warm roads this season, there are some summer traffic reminders to keep you safe and everyone around you for the next time you're on the road. Never leave your kids or pet in a car on a hot day with no windows down. Heat stroke comes fast inside a car, even if it's in the low 80s. Change your winter tires back to summer tires and keep a tool bag in your trunk with supplies like a first aid kit, blankets, jumper cables, basic tools, and non-perishable food with water somewhere outside of the sunlight. Watch out for pedestrians and bicycles outside crossing the street, and always watch out for motorcycles. Looking twice really saves a life. As many of the returning students are filling out registration forms for the new fall semester, some rules have changed regarding living on campus for the fall semester. According to sunyocc.edu/housing, Shapiro Hall will be the only residence hall that can hold 3 people in a room. Residence Hall A, B, and C will only allow single and double rooms in the pods. Shapiro is for the first-year student only, while A and C will be a mix of first and second-year students. Residence Hall B will only house second-year students. OCC is looking for Residence Hall RAs, so follow the instructions on SUNY/OCC/housing for more information. After the New York State Fair has been canceled for the first time since World War II last summer, it's making its return, as Governor Andrew Cuomo has announced that the 18-day New York State Fair will return this summer and is scheduled to be held from August 20th to September 6th. The fair will look a little different, as capacity will be set at 50% to help control crowds, but could also change depending on COVID numbers. According to Governor Cuomo, the fair will be split up into 4 areas, which include food and drinks, agriculture, music, and the midway, which includes the rides and the game portions of the fair. All 4 zones of the fair will be outside and masks will be required. Coming up, we'll be taking a look at what the weather looks like. Is it nice enough to have a barbecue, or will we be stuck inside because of the rain? Stay tuned. Have you ever wondered how the weather affects our behavior throughout the day? We'll be discussing more about it after the break, right here on ONTV Update.
vast majority of the programs that we have are getting students ready to have skills that will transfer right into being able to go to work.
It's exciting to see that, yeah, they're definitely, the jobs are in demand for these different occupations.
Most of this stuff is going to be located right here in Whitney Hall. Certainly applied technology and all our labs are located over here in Whitney Hall. You can just reach out to our school office directly.
I love working at the library. I've been a librarian for many, many years. Love helping students. I love the moment, especially here at OCC, when I'm assisting a student who might be doing research and they're just like, say, I never knew about that. I never knew you could do that. And that's such a great moment because we have such a huge and wonderful amount of resources available to students that many of them don't really know how to access.
Finals are coming up fast, and Coulter Library is ready. We have lots of new computers, several new study rooms, and extended hours for finals review sessions. If you're stressed about that final exam or frantically working to finish that term paper, look no further. Take advantage of our subject resources and prepare for the end of a successful semester here at Coulter Library.
I think OCC is a great choice for students, especially if they're not exactly sure what they want to do. I developed the Geospatial Science and Technology program as a way to introduce students to that world that I discovered, learning how to make maps with a computer, collecting data and analyzing that. And we still have a lot of industry connections, and that's always good for trying to find internships or even full-time employment.
I think working with the students and hearing the stories of how successful students are, and lately I've got a lot of, being able to write letters of recommendations to students that are going on to a next program, and hearing about what they've done at their next school or in their next career move. I think that's hearing the success stories and really working with the students and getting to know the students. Sometimes my office is a revolving door because students want to come in and talk, which is great. So that's why I'm here.
You come home to your evacuated neighborhood after a storm. That 100-year-old oak gone. Your house, just bits and pieces of your life scattered across an empty lot. For miles around, devastation, destruction, and despair. Until off in the distance, a truck approaches. A bright red cross on the hood. A lifeline. Food, water, clothing. The Red Cross, 1-800-HELP NOW.
Welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Santino Alcaraz. This week on ONTV Update's weather anchor Brian Clark tells us if we're going to enjoy the rain or sunshine. How's it looking, Brian?
Thank you, Santino. Just when you think the rain is gone, Syracuse is already snagging that hope away. Weather.com forecast said that today is going to be another rainy day with a high of 56 and a low of 45 degrees. Throughout the next few days, temperatures will get warmer even if the days aren't. They also said that this weekend will be in the low 60s, with Saturday with morning showers at 60 degrees and a low of 47. That will sneak back on Sunday for a more rainier day at 61 degrees and a low of 48. Monday and Tuesday will be mostly cloudy at 66 and 72 respectively. Wednesday will be at 74 with a low of 54, with thunderstorms approaching later that evening. Now the semester is almost over, people are just ready to get outside and enjoy the sun. But how does the weather manage to influence our moods? I spoke to a geology and psychology professor to see both perspectives of how the human mind reacts towards the weather. From the winter to spring seasons, or cloudy to sunny days, these are things that make the human mind influence our behavior and our actions throughout the day. Brian McInich, a geology professor at OCC, describes that not everyone enjoys nicer days.
I find that people actually enjoy warmer, clearer weather, but not all of us. There are a few of us who enjoy rainy days. As you just heard me as I introduced myself, I enjoy a rainy day. But that is, I don't think that I'm standard or very normal. I think most people enjoy beautiful sunny days when they have the clear sky and the weather is warming up after a long winter. People enjoy that.
In Mooney Hall, Finnick Tron, a physiology professor at OCC, says that the mood factors help remember more on nicer days.
Mood factor, we tend to make better memories when we have more emotions. The gloomy weather has been classically associated with a dampened emotion, so we're not paying as much attention to our surroundings. The bright weather might stand out, especially here in Syracuse where we mostly get gloomy weather.
Research shows from Very Well Mind says that when it's cloudy, it's basically make us more distant and drawn to focus more at the task that we're given. But when it's rainy, like so today, it basically makes us more gloomy and tired. It's basically our body is missing an intentional alarm clock.
That if you're in nicer weather, you're more likely to go outside, you're more likely to go and be physically active. And I think that definitely is better for our health. I mean, I think there's lots of studies to indicate that when you're more active, when you're exercising more, you're going outside and doing lots of physical activity.
In the end, the weather will continue to influence us one way or another.
So now the summer season is almost here. Even if the days in the sun influence us, the CDC has recently shown to be more lax with the restrictions due to the increase of COVID-19 vaccinations. Alrighty, back to you, Centino.
Thanks, Brian. Recent outbursts in the media circulating the Navy's alleged videos of UFO sightings have been confirmed by the Pentagon. An official press document released by the Department of Defense acknowledges the spotted aircraft as unidentified. Former President Donald Trump's $2.3 trillion bill for 2021 included a mandate that the Pentagon and other spy agencies must file a public report of UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomena. You can watch the full video on the Naval Air Systems Command website at navair.navy.mil. Stay tuned for an exclusive ONTV interview with Athletic Director Michael Borsch and how it will look for the upcoming semester for college athletics and summer sports.
To my knowledge, every single person that's teaching in the program is still presently actively working in the field. Every single one of these professors is an expert in their craft. If it wasn't for this department, if it wasn't for people like Mark Ballard or Mike Kaminsky or Magic on the radio side of things, 0 Point and myself, I wouldn't be where I am today.
In the sound recording program, I was asked to develop 4 courses and teach those 4 courses based in studio recording. So learning the basics of microphones and interface boxes and computer software and cabling and all that, and the process of just tracking musical performances and then mixing them. It gives those students who are interested in sound a little bit more of a broader education in how we can apply sound recording.
My classes aren't too bad. As a business major, they're kind of difficult, so I can always come here and get some help, or if I have any questions about my student profile or anything about that, there's always help here. They took me through like the list of options of courses that I could choose, and I picked the best ones that I think were suited for me. Honestly, without OCC and the help of the Student Center, I just wouldn't really be where I am today.
The School of Art, Design, Media, and Music is the best school.
So there's architecture and interior design. There is broadcast media and communications. There is art, photography, and music and sound recording.
We're a little different. We're very artistic, we're very creative.
A lot of the school is about advising, transfer, career building, and community, like having a place for people to go.
My favorite part about teaching criminal justice is the conversations I end up in with my students. We are talking about tough stuff, justice and fairness. What's different here than other places? The commitment of the faculty and staff in leading students towards their goals.
So Career Services does a variety of different things. We help students from day one.
so exploring options within majors or careers, we help with that. We help with guiding them anything that they need throughout their schooling here, so helping them get job shadows and informational interviews, internships, volunteer experience, and then ultimately helping them for whatever's after OCC.
Hello and welcome back to ONTV Update. I'm Zoe Haney and I talked with Michael Borsch, the athletic director here at OCC, how sports has been recovering since the COVID restrictions have now been lifting. Sports is a well-known activity on most college campuses every year, but because of the pandemic that swept the world by storm, most had to be put on hold. Now that restrictions have been lifting, I asked OCC's very own athletic director how his programs have been progressing and now how they plan to return.
It's been a very difficult year and a half, with the pandemic, and we've really been in a suspended state since March of 2020. So we're really looking forward to the fall when we'll be back in action. Our teams will be practicing and competing. And right now I'm busy putting together plans for exactly how to do that, following some COVID protocols and also doing some of just our regular planning.
Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, colleges had to shut down their athletics programs. Now, almost 2 years later, places like OCC are opening back up.
The last several years, we've offered a lot of children's summer camps. New this year that we partnered with the YMCA, that they're going to help us administer our camps. So they'll be co-branded with OCC and the Y, and the Y will help us promote the camps too. And so this summer, as of right now, we're going to have a week of boys lacrosse camp, 2 weeks of boys basketball camp, and 2 weeks of co-ed soccer.
As sports is opening back up, don't forget to stay safe and continue following COVID guidelines so everyone can get their game on this coming year. Well, for more information regarding Onondaga Community College's summer sports camps, please visit www.onondagalasers.com. The camps will be going from July 5th all the way to August 13th. Last Tuesday, the 27th, was a victory for the Milwaukee Bucks with a 10-point lead of 114 over the Charlotte Hornets, who had 104. It was a close game, but the Bucks came in ramming for the 2 out of 3 games and went down in the fourth quarter. Also Tuesday, the Brooklyn Nets took down the Toronto Raptors with a slim lead, them 116 points and the Raptors 103. In the games of Major League Baseball, the Seattle Mariners went up against the Houston Astros and won 0-1. Mariners won with some good pitches, with Taylor Trammell's amazing field catch and Kikuchi's hard-hitting pitches. Yesterday, the Boston Red Sox won against the New York Mets in their final game. Red Sox won and the Mets 0. If you're into sports trading cards, May 22nd, the Syracuse Card and Memorabilia Show will be held like it has been since 1974. It will be held by Ramada at Wyndham East Carrier Circle. Admissions will be $5 and COVID guidelines will be in place. With all the great games for the MLB this year, who are you rooting for, Tina?
Well, Zoe, I would say that I don't watch a lot of MLB or a lot of baseball games, but I'm rooting for the Yankees just because, they're from New York and you just gotta support them.
You just gotta support them.
Exactly. If you're sick of your mother's cooking, we'll tell you where you can go to learn to make your very own meatballs and marinara sauce from scratch on our community calendar. But first, we will discuss how working out while avoiding the gym could be a hassle, but we'll show you how one woman is staying fit during the COVID pandemic, only here on ONTV Update.
Look at what's happened here with COVID. Look at how you've seen other schools where infection rates have been very high, and here they've been extremely low. And it's because the students here are really dedicated to doing the right thing and to learn and work toward that degree and work toward a better life through higher education. I think a community college is the perfect answer to everyone's educational needs.
One thing that I love about my job is the people here at OCC. Students definitely need assistance with career exploration, and that's one of our expertise. So making sure that the students know what they want to do in any way that we can support it. I love working with the students. I love working with the faculty and staff. I like that every day is a little bit different.
Recently, the college has developed a new sound recording program, and we partnered with the music department. And 4 of the courses in that program are offered through the B&C program. EMC 225 and 226 focus on live sound reinforcement and recording. So a lot of students who are interested in if they have a band or if they perform live, what's the best way to get their sound to be optimized for their audience?
This can be in any major. They can have disabilities. I have students who do have disabilities and work with another department in addition to me. I have students who are veterans. I have students that work full-time. And I'm just a source of assistance for them to get them through the college process, that's all.
Everybody like on the edge of their seats yelling. People want to see you do good. People actually coming out to watch me play. So definitely give me an incentive to play hard, get some buckets. I guess it's one of the top JUCOs in the country. This is a good program to get your name out there. I like to go by like the sky is the limit. Like you could do anything you put your mind to. Like I didn't really know I was gonna break a record. I just kind of figured like if I was to put all in the work in, you could do anything that you put your mind to. If you're gonna work hard or something, just give it your all.
Because we're a 2-year school, you're going to play right away. As a freshman, you're going to get pretty good parts, and as a sophomore, you're going to have all the best stuff. We have a lot of non-majors involved, and they can play in ensembles, they can take lessons, they can take music classes. They really could do all the music major things. There are no barriers to that. We have great equipment, we have great facilities. It's a lot of fun to be here. There's a lot of energy, and we do a lot of performing, which makes everybody kind of energetic and working towards those goals together, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Out in Camillus from 11:30 to 12:45, you can join the first of 3 spring HIC yoga sessions that will go on throughout the rest of May. One session costs $16 and all 3 sessions cost $40. Also tomorrow in Fayetteville, at 1 p.m. you can drive up to Green Lakes for their trip to enjoy a nice warm day. Meet at the Women's Building parking lot at Green Lakes at 12:30, and the event is free, so you can register in advance. Next Friday at Vince's Gourmet Import, 440 South Main Street from 5:30 to 7:30, you'll learn how to master the techniques of making your own homemade meatballs and marinara sauce from scratch. The event costs $65. You must be 16 years or older, and feel free to bring your own adult beverages to enjoy while you're cooking. Welcome back to ONTV Update. Throughout the pandemic, it has been difficult for people to work out due to COVID-19, since gyms can only be at 33% capacity due to Governor Andrew Cuomo's executive orders. But one student is still finding a way to work out even with the restrictions. With businesses such as gyms being able to open back up with a limited capacity, local fitness fanatic Catherine Crivelli feels that working out at a gym can be tedious nowadays and can still be very dangerous as COVID still exists.
There's a limit of how many people can be in there. You know, you can't just go in, you got to make an appointment. And people are like, you know, when you're working out hard, it's hard to breathe with the masks on when you're working out. So people are pulling down their masks, and that's obviously putting their safety and then other people's safety around them at risk when that happens.
Catherine found it hard at first to find motivation to work out at home, but her friend Isabel Costello says that they have found a way to help each other out.
It's nice having Catherine over because she pushes me and I push her to do our best. And Catherine prefers not to work out in the gym because of COVID-19 and just being cautious, and I don't like working out alone. So it's nice having both of us here and pushing ourselves to do our best in the gym.
Catherine says that working out with a friend has really helped her out. According to the CDC, working out with a friend can make you feel more motivated and lead to better results. Catherine recommends that for those that may feel uninspired, that you just have to stay on track and don't let COVID get in your way.
Done everything thus far. I mean, we're like a year into the pandemic, so I would definitely just remember why you're doing it, remember how good you feel after you work out, and just keep using that as your motivation.
That same motivation is what Catherine and Isabel are using to stay healthy and safe through the pandemic. Catherine loves to work out, but when she's not lifting weights, she likes to spend her free time with her friends playing video games such as Mario Kart. Onondaga Community College has been administering weekly COVID testing to all students and faculty for the whole 2020 through 2021 school year. Each test is taken and put into a pool of tests. If the whole pool comes back positive, one or more people in that pool tested positive for COVID-19, the school will be in contact with the people in that pool to inform you and give further instruction. If the pool tests negative, you are negative for COVID-19. This week started off nice and warm, and for the past 2 days have been rainy. Our weather anchor, Brian Clock, is back. Brian, what does the weather look like for us?
Well, it's going to be mostly rainy this weekend before we get some sun next week. Today will be continue to be rainy with a high of 56 degrees and a low of 45. This weekend will be rainy, starting with Saturday having morning showers with a high of 60 degrees and a low of 47. And on Sunday, where it will be raining throughout the day, we'll have a high of 61 degrees and a low of 48.
Well, I hope we'll get nicer weather soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have today for today. Tune in next week for the last On TV Update show. I'm Santino Alcaraz, and thank you for watching.